What is good, YouTube? We are back with another Q&A. Um, Gonna try to keep this one nice and simple and sweet. That way we can kind of keep the videos coming. Um, so I did a TikTok live recently and literally asked for questions to be sent to be answered on YouTube video, and literally DMs like went crazy. So we kind of have a list here. I'm not gonna go through all of them. We're gonna choose, maybe 5 to 10 of them, elaborate as much as possible. And in this series of Q&A, just know that some of these questions may be answered twice, maybe 3 times, just because I'm kind of going through and just checking off on them. So don't feel any type of way if you watch a video and it's been answered already. Just got brought all of a sudden. So let's go with the first question. How do you make financial decisions? That's a very interesting one. I guess for me, I try to think about needs and wants, and the wants should always be on the back burner. Needs usually are the ones that we don't want to do, but I try to balance my income. So let's say if I'm making $2,000 a month and my rent is 500, and then I have like my car note, and let's say like I bring in 2,000 a month and my bills are 1,500. I just ensure that I split my money and I put basically my money in a separate account that are for the needs, and then I know that I have 500 or whatever that's left over for wants. Ideally, it'd be better to split it even more and take some of that want money and put that into the needs as well to kind of stay ahead, because you just never know, like life happens. That's just kind of like if it makes sense, then I'll buy it. If I feel like I absolutely need it, and sometimes I'm an emotional buyer, and I'm just kind of like, I need this. Like my headphones wasn't working. Like these headphones right here were not working, and they wouldn't connect. So what did I do? I got extremely frustrated. I drove to Apple right before they closed, probably 30 minutes prior, and I bought some $600 headphones. Was that the right decision to make at that time? No. Did I have the money and the means to do so? Yes, because I'm pretty strategic when I basically get my money. Like I save pretty well. I think so. Do I have opportunity to save even more, save better? For sure. But life is life, and I wanted to experience these headphones, AirPod Maxes, Pros, whatever they're called, and I think they're pretty dope. Are they worth 600? Probably not. But another rule of thumb is just kind of like, if you have to use your credit card on something, that means you probably can't afford it. And it's not bad if you can't afford it, but ideally if you go in somewhere and you want to buy something that's 500, if you don't have, I think 2 or 3 times that's like liquid, where you can kind of spend the 500 and not worry about it, then I think you should go ahead and move forward with it. But if you have to go into somewhere and be like, okay, well, this is 500, I don't have the cash on me right now, I should have it in 2 months, whoop-de-woo, you use your credit card, that's not a bad decision as long as you stick to your plan to pay that off. A lot of people go into like the actual credit card debt because they just literally just go in, they get super excited because they have like an increased credit limit, whatever the situation may be, and they buy, and then they're just paying monthly, and they're not getting anywhere, like because they're paying like the minimum. So just have to be extremely cautious and conscious when you're making like, especially financial decisions. Yeah, we're gonna stop on that because that can get kind of deep. This guy asked how to attract women. To be honest, there are a lot of women out there, and this is just for the guys. Like this is kind of my perspective. I think what guys end up doing, they chase women that don't want them, and they ignore the women that they need. So like, men, like they are really big on image, hence cars, jewelry, lifestyle items, whatever they may be. So men typically do all that in a sense to identify what woman like they can get. Like, hey, I got this Hellcat, hey, I got this jewelry, I got $6,000 loft, whatever you want to call it, whoop de woo. Pick me, but like they're chasing women that don't want them. Like they have their own little path of what they want to go down, and that's okay. Like that's fine. But then you have that one woman that's over here that's like really for you. She may not. Don't get offended by this. She may not be a 9 or a 10. I think a lot of people nowadays, men and women included, are confused of what a 9 and a 10 really like looks like. But she may not be a 9 or a 10. She may be a strong 8. But because in that man's mindset, like I gotta have a 10, I gotta have that whatever, that's all they look for. And they're missing out on that blessing over here. So I feel like neither man or woman should actually chase someone. I think it should kind of be like an organic fluid, and it shouldn't be forced. When you go into a relationship, like it shouldn't be hard. Or if you're talking to someone, it shouldn't be like things that you have to like kind of like not coach that person on, but you have to make that person aware of like what they're doing. I feel like if you have to make a person aware of something they're constantly doing, it's like repetitive behavior. Then that's just something that's kind of like instilled in them, and that's gonna be a really hard thing for them to like let go of because they're not cognitive of like what they're doing because they've been doing it for so long, and that's okay. I just think when you chase someone, you miss out on your blessing, and you also kind of like lose focus of like what you really want. Like you really like you're trying to navigate through something that it's not really for you, but you're trying to force someone to like you. And then y'all talk for 2 or 3 weeks, whoop the woo, exchange energy, and then you're back single. So I think if you just be your authentic self, just be you, be focused, lock in, have your goals, have your aspirations, stay humble. I think that women will naturally see that and be attracted to you, and they'll come to you. Which is nothing wrong with reaching out to women, but ideally, if you're focused on yourself, people are going to recognize that, people will respect that, they will see that, and then over time, more and more people will be attracted because you'll make it like you're like mentally you'll be better, emotionally you'll be better, physically you're gonna get better, and this is just like a compound thing. I talk about compound interest all the time. Like this is gonna get better over time. It's like wine, and as you grow older, as you gain more life experiences, as you do whatever, more and more people are going to see that, and they're going to want that because they've been over here chasing these certain type of guys. Meanwhile, you've been over here perfecting your craft. So those same women may try to slide over, and if y'all fit in the right season, then it'll work. If y'all don't, you just kind of keep it pushing. I think for me personally, I don't try to I just mind my business, stay out the way, really, honestly. And then whatever's for me is for me. Like whatever God puts in my life and it's there and it's effortless and it's not stress and it brings me peace, like I'm okay with. I think like you really shouldn't have to like worry about attracting. Like you shouldn't do things to attract a certain type of person. Like if that person wants you or if that person is for you, they're going to be for you. So like I wouldn't want anyone, male or female, doing things out of character just to attract a certain type of person. Like if you got to do all that, that person is probably not for you. Let's see. There's a lot of questions. I'm not gonna lie. Do followers matter? You can kind of. This can be a kind of hairy topic. So I had a PR event with Monster, and I had the chance to talk to other people that had 200,000 followers, like really big on YouTube, really big on Instagram, TikTok. And they were very stubborn. They were very cocky, not really living in a real world. And because I didn't have a large following, they were kind of like, why are you talking to me? Like, talk to my manager. And it's kind of like, let's be serious here, bro. Like, come on. So for me, followers don't matter. People try to create content, I feel, like a certain type of content. Like I said, it's kind of like to attract women, to attract a certain type of audience. Like, just because I use R&B music and I use like certain vibey music, like I had this one guy reach out. He was like, man, like I want to create my content, but I want to make it like yours, blah, blah, blah. But I like, 70s and 80s music. I was like, bro, like use your 70s and 80s music because there's a culture, there's like a little pocket of people that are for you. Like those people are for you. Like don't try to mimic anybody. I never try to mimic anyone's content. There's a lot of content creators that will follow people. It's a difference between getting inspiration and copying. And there's a lot of people because they're just chasing a number. Like I feel like if you're talking about how many followers you have all the time, that's like your number one topic, then like I'm not saying you're not doing it for the right reasons, but it's kind of like if you lost all your followers, who would you be? Like you got 40,000 followers and you're just like, I need to get to 45, I need to get to 50. Okay, cool. What if you lost your account? You will literally be nobody because you have no texture about yourself. Like you literally, I'm not gonna say you don't have anything going for you, but the only thing that you're attaching yourself to is this number and this social media at the end of the day. Yes, we do have a following. We do kind of like have like a responsibility. We do have like a community, and I get that. But you have to be yourself. And another thing about me, I only have 10,000 followers on Instagram. My engagement, and this is why I say followers don't matter. My engagement, my community, the people like you that support me, my numbers are better, like video over video, compared to people that have larger followings. So people that have 12,000 followers, 20,000, 25, 30, whatever. Like if you do pound for pound, like I have more engagement. Like I might get 6,000 views on one video. That means like 6,000 out of the 10,000 people that follow me actually enjoy my content, watch my content, support the content. Some people, like I said, they're just chasing a number. And it's like, why are you chasing a number? Why are you trying to use your clout for your, oh, I got 40,000 followers? And what does that mean in the real world? That $40,000 can't get you, I mean, those 40,000 followers can't get you anything in the real world. Like, yeah, you might be able to go to like a restaurant here and there, get some free food or whatever. But if you're trying to actually go somewhere where money talks, followers don't talk. So I think people just really need to just like, if they want to do content, be focused on the content, be focused on trying to grow, be focused on being engaged in the community, be your organic self, and just be yourself. And the numbers will come. It's kind of like with a job, like people just want that 6-figure job and it just doesn't happen overnight. Like you have to go through seasons, you have to go through patterns, you have to go through trial and tribulation, and eventually that's going to come. But you can't really worry about that. Like it's good to like look in the future and be like, this is what I want to do, and that's good, kudos. But the reality is like you can't worry about step 10,000 if you haven't taken whichever one, taken like or looked at your first step. You're like, you haven't taken your first step. So why you worry about step 10,000? Like you have a long way to go. So my thing is just kind of like day over day, step over step, just try to be better than the previous day. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're grinding, you're hustling, you're putting in the hours, you're actually locked in. Because people think they're really locked in. Like I've talked to some women like that wanted like some content strategy. They're not locked in. I've talked to some guys as well. Like you're not really locked in. Like I hear more excuses than actually like solutions. So like if you're actually locked in, at the end of the day when you lay your head and you're like, okay, I did everything I could do today to be better. And prepare myself for what I'm asking for. Because like God's going to throw it at you. And sometimes God throws stuff at people and they're not ready for it. And it's kind of like a test. It's like, all right, like here, you're asking for it, here you go. And you get it and you don't know what to do because you're fumbling. Like you haven't went through the steps. So just go through the steps, do what you have to do, continue to be great, continue to be you, be organic, and the followers will come. The accounts will come, the engagement will come, the whatever you're looking for will come. What is for you will be for you, like I said it before. So I don't care about followers. Like I do care about my community, but I know that I just have to keep putting in the effort to be discovered and to be explored. And then, like I said, like whoever wants to be in this community will be in this community, and it's okay if people leave and come and go. That's just how it goes. So there's nothing wrong with that. But some people just get lost in the sauce. Like, they just really get lost in the sauce. Let me brighten this up. Ooh, too dark. Yeah. Some people just get lost in the sauce, and they're just like, yeah, like they're just chasing a number. Like, you can be doing so much more. Like, are you actually doing everything? Like, it just makes you really want to deep dive the rabbit hole. Like, why are you really doing it? Like, do you know why you're doing it? Because it's like some people join sororities or groups or organizations, this and that, for clout purposes, Rough Rider, stuff like that. And I've always noticed that people kind of gravitate to this to get like this output, but they're missing the whole input when they can just do the work themselves and still get the same output. They're looking for that shortcut. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Does it bother you when people call you homosexual? No, it doesn't bother me. I take care of myself. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. I have nothing wrong. Like, I'm not opposed to any comment. Like it doesn't bother me. I respect all communities. I respect all visions. I respect all experiences. I respect everything that pertains to that specific subject. I take care of myself, get my hair done, hair braided, haircut, eyebrows, all that, nails done. And if someone is if someone can fix their mouth to say, "Oh, he's such and such," like that's an insecurity within them, and that's their own opinion. I'm okay. Like, it's your opinion. Like, feel the way you want to feel. That's the way you feel. That's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. I'm still gonna sleep with a fan on medium, my stomach out, one sock on my foot, leg covered up, one leg out. I'm still gonna sleep good at the end of the night, so it doesn't bother me. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I know at the end of the day who I am, and what I like. So it doesn't faze me at all. You have to not care about the opinions of others, in general, not just social media wise, but just in general. We'll do one more question because we're literally at 17 minutes. That's wild. Let's see. That's a lot. I'm trying to find. Oh, I'm trying to find one. Hold on. Let's see. Stimulate your mind. There's so many questions. What is your style of content? That'd be the last question. My style of content. I care about putting out quality content, but I also care about being as real as possible. I don't sugarcoat anything. Like, I'm on here with a hoodie, beard smushed, like no haircut, but it's still bringing out quality content. Like, some people confuse quality content with the actual clarity versus like the actual like being authentic and being organic. So for me, I just try to be as real as possible, as fluid as possible, as organic as possible, and just be a human. I think a lot of people forget how to be human in the workplace and in personal life. And at the end of the day, like, I'm not perfect. Like, right now, I'm battling a lot of mental and emotional issues. Will I talk about it and do this and that? No. Just because sometimes talking can kind of put more gas on the flame. So it's just easier for me just to kind of like work through it and just continue to be better day by day. But I don't know. I just try to be me. I don't try to be anyone else. I don't try to copy anybody. Do I get inspiration from people? Do I watch people on YouTube and like, that's dope, like blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, but there never be a time where I'm looking at someone's content like, I want to do that right there. And then I try to copy that. People will catch on to you. If your community is your community, they will catch on to that and be like, bro, that's not you. Like, I've tried to do that before when I first started content creating, and I was trying to copy and mimic like some other content creators. And folks was like, what are you doing? Like, that's not you. Like, can we get the original Matthias? Like, can we get OG Matthias? And that was kind of like the slap in the face, like the epiphany, like, okay, like, every creator has their own path, their own community, their own style. And you just have to figure out what your style is. And you can't copy. If you try to copy, then you're not being authentic. And if you're saying that you're being authentic, but you're copying other people's content, you're not authentic. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it. So that would be the last question that we're going to answer. And then we're going to run it back with another one. probably later on. Maybe with a different fit on, so it feels like, you know, I did it on a different day, who knows. But like, comment, subscribe, hit that follow on Instagram, notifications, all that. I really appreciate all the support. We're still growing. I'm trying to attain 1,000 subscribers by January 1st. This is kind of like a goal. So I know that I have to kind of continue to bring the content. I brought a video probably 14 days prior to the one I'm actually recording this today. And I got so much flack because people were like, bro, that was a 3-minute video. What are we doing? Like, a lot of people upset. And I thought people would be okay, like with a quick, like a little tour of the empty apartment, but folks is not vibing with that. And they was like, we want to see it all. So I respect that. So I'm gonna keep pumping out these videos. Once I get my computer though, we're really breaking the knob down. That way I don't have to like depend on an editor to edit my content. I can just like cook it up. I can edit, do all that. I might start dropping 2 or 3 videos a week. Not every week, but I might start it though. But we'll see you on the next one.